So 11.2 has been live now for like a week, right? We're about to get into the season. The official really launch of 11.2 is about to kick off. We're going to get the raid opening up season 3 and all that. It's probably already happened if you're watching this video. Let's review it. Is this a good patch so far? Are we enjoying 11.2, the final patch of the War Within? Are we finishing strong here? Illyria's Midnight Fate and 11.2's big hits and misses. Here with the weekly reset from Taliesin and Evitel. Let's see what they have to say about how they feel about this patch so far.
Hey Tally, are you ready for the start of Season 3?
Oh, stand back, Evie. This is way too dangerous for a non-98th percentile player like you. Just leave it to the big boys, okay?
What are you doing?
Only my best start to a season ever. I'm on the verge of world first Demencius, Evie.
Tally.
Completely solo, and a week before anyone else has even entered the raid.
Tally.
They'll
I see
sing
what he's
songs
doing.
about me for this, Evie. Liquid and Echo can eat my shit and hair because I'm about to be the first person on Earth to kill Demencius.
Tally.
Okay, let's do this thing. Go! Ah! Take that, Void Lord scum! Did I win? Where's my loot?
It's over.
Where's the cinematic?
Tally, did you seriously only just get around to doing the lore walking quest?
No, I just saw a big question mark on my map and clicked on it. Was that not the raid Demencius then?
Tally.
So there's no cinematic then?
Not for that fight, no.
Right. Okay. Well, it's lucky
I really hope this cinematic turns out to be good. I feel like the cinematic boss kills have been so bad lately. Just like from Sakarath to even, what was his name, Farak. Going into now, we had the most recent cinematic cutscene with the Spider Queen, and God, who did we just kill? Oh yeah, Galliwick's kicking over his freaking his mech suit. Like just like these flat, no hit boss kill cinematics. We need something badass to happen in one of these things already. It's been a while. I think the last kind of cool end cinematic was Razageth. Razageth was kind of cool in that, you know, the dragons released, oh, here comes the Ridicron, bam, we teleport out. That was a decent one. Even that wasn't considered like, oh, this is a badass epic moment. We need a good boss kill cinematic.
didn't make a big deal out of it or
do.
anything then.
That would have been very embarrassing. Hey, don't be sad. Have some Valor Stones.
Knowledge is power.
Yeah,
Hello
he's
Internet,
cat.
Taliesin here, and welcome to another episode of the Weekly Reset, Taliesin and Evertel's Wondrous Wisdom Show. In a week, where we are going to be talking about how you should go and put in a crafting order for your upgraded cloak fiber right now. You do know that you can get an upgraded cloak fiber, and it's a crafting order, right? I know you know, I'm just making sure. Go and do that. Go
I haven't
and do
done
that
it.
right now. But also, this week, we are of course talking patch 11.2. Ghosts of Koresh, the launch of the patch, and what was in the patch, and what was not in the patch, what we liked about the patch, what we didn't like about the patch, and what is coming next in this week, and some tasty new hints at what is coming even further down the line. So lots of them basically, and to get us started, here's Evertel with the rundown on the latest news.
Welcome to Evie's News Rundown. Let's run down. The Delvers race is over. The region-wide competition between
Alliance
Horde
won.
and Alliance to complete 1 million delves, securing a feat of strength achievement, special faction-themed customizations for your delve.
So everybody got this automatically. I logged in yesterday. Anyone who ran a delve at this time, Horde or Alliance, even though the Alliance won, we all got this. It's a, what did we look at? It was like a sticker or something. It was a skin. So we all got this, and it's just basically this patch up here, slash a flag. Essentially, that's what you get for attaching this. It's cool. I liked it. It was kind of fun.
First dirigible and, most importantly, a little flag on Bran's little table for like ever? I'm guessing forever? Well, it's over, and the Alliance won in both
course we
NA
did.
and EU.
Of course we did.
Thank goodness. It would just be a bit weird if Bran had to stand there with a little Horde flag on his little table, what with there being no Horde characters in Dornigal or the whole of the War Within. Regardless, this was cool and fun, if very quick. Maybe make it 2 million delves next time so that it lasts more than 3 days? Midnight news.
I delved the shit out of this expansion so far. This patch. I haven't delved this much to launch a patch since delves launched. I'll be honest. So yeah, I contributed quite a bit to this. And of course the Alliance won. Because most of the Alliance is either like children who just want to make, oh, I want to be one of the cool characters on the Alliance side. Or It's a bunch of older, half-balding, married men. Now, I don't know who I'm referring to, but yeah, it's a bunch of older people, married women slash men, older, I would say later 20s players. Basically people who got jobs and all kinds of other shit going on in their lives, so they tend to do delves. That's what it is. And then the really hardcore, I'm drinking Monster Energy drinks all day and living in my mom's basement still as a later teenager, early 20s, they play Horde. Yeah, and that's a completely accurate statement. You can't fight me on that. There's numbers to back that up. And those people are going to do the hardcore shit. They're not going to do delves too much. So yeah, of course the Alliance won.
Yeah, seriously. While everyone was
Alliance
getting
outnumber
stuck
the
into
Horde. I like my explanation more.
the new patch, some NA players were able to see a preview of the as yet unannounced and unconfirmed pre-order packages for the next expansion, all loaded up and presumably ready to pop after the reveal at Gamescom next week. These follow the now well-established format of 3 different tiers of pre-order. The base version for $50 which gives you Midnight, a level 80 character boost, 500 traders tender, and, as expected, housing early access, which, if the 2025 roadmap is anything
said
to go
500,
by,
but it said
and
1,000.
so far it is our only thing to go by, looks like it will be landing around late autumn, early winter this year. The $70 buck Heroic Edition gives you all that plus an extra 500 tendies, the Light Strader Raiment Transmog set, and a Lightwing Dragonhawk mount. You might say it's quite
I'm not a big fan of the Dragonhawk mounts. I'm not. I'll be honest. I kind of wish it was something else. Wish we would have gotten a cooler mount. Now maybe they're revamping the Dragonhawk mount, but right now the Dragonhawk mount is like 2 polygons. It floats. It doesn't even walk on the ground at all. So it's an okay one. I'm not that excited about it.
light on rewards compared to the Epic Edition, which costs $90 bucks, gives you all that plus void versions
Plus
of the
the 3-day
transmog
early
set and
access.
mounts, another 1,000 tendies on top, 2 pets, access to the Midnight Beta, and 3 days early access to the launch of the expansion.
This is the streamer package right here. You got to get the beta access and you got to get the 3 days early, right?
The same early access move they pulled with the War Within, and which, in my personal experience and opinion, was a massive failure and made for a really weird launch of the game.
It did.
It didn't feel good. It dampened hype for War Within. It's bound
There's
to
less people on. It just doesn't feel good. Obviously, the people who are left out aren't happy, and the people who are in it, there's less people running to the new zone and the new quest, so the game felt more dead. I agree. I don't think the early access thing is good. I wish it didn't exist, personally. And then the beta shit, paying to be a beta access person, that's crazy. What crazy talk is that?
do the same for Midnight,
Paying to test the
and
game.
that's a shame. And annoying, since it's clearly only a thing anyway, because someone at Microsoft has done a spreadsheet and worked out that it'll
I
make
will
them
get
an
the Epic
extra
one, too.
X amount of dollar bucks. Which is great, congrats on your dollar bucks, but that's kind of the definition of knowing the cost of everything and the value of nothing, in my opinion.
Point on the Epic Edition, you do get the 1 month paid subscription with it. You get I think there's like 3 mounts included in this. So like when you look at the total value of what you're getting with the Epic Edition, you're not really paying that much more for what you're getting. So it's not a bad value. I just don't like. I'd be fine if they just didn't do the early access. And I get the early access. I'm gonna get it. But I just don't. I don't think it's good for the game.
Lucky for Microsoft and Blizzard, I'm just a dumb pretty girl who is easily distracted by shiny things, and so I'm far more interested in the player housing items also included in the Epic Edition. Light and void fountains and gazebos, and portraits of Illyria, Turalian, Eretor, and Xalatath. Isn't it amazing to think that all we've got to do is not die for another 4 or 5 months, and we will actually be alive when player housing happens in WoW with gazebos? Oh, one little
crazy.
thing. The Illyria portrait is titled the Ranger General, which is weird because she's not Ranger General and never has been. Is this a sign that she is set to become Ranger General of
Probably.
Silvermoon and Midnight? That would make sense, right? Because right now the Ranger General is Haldoran, who is obviously a member of the Horde, and we can't have Horde characters in a new World of Warcraft expansion. Far better to get an Alliance character in there to do the job instead.
I'm gonna say this. Maybe it's controversial, but he's also a guy. Yeah. They're not allowed to have leadership positions in WoW anymore, so. But, side note, I do think Illyria is going to rejoin the Horde. Imagine that turns out to just be a typo, and it turns out, oh man, we forgot she's not a ranger. Because Blizzard has done this before where they forget their own lore, and they're like, oh shit, she's not a ranger general? We got to fix that. Oh, damn it. Because the whole thing with Silvermoon and Illyria being around there, if you remember, she was like kind of allowed to be in there, but Lorthamar let her come into the city. She reacted with the sun well, so then she was kind of kicked back out of the city. Like he told her, you got to leave. It's dangerous for you to be here. For her to come back and become the Ranger General, that something has changed drastically. For Lorthamar to allow her to do that, either that or he dies. Our current Ranger General, I don't know, but it'll be an interesting one.
I'm joking. Sort of. But seriously, if Haldoran is your favorite character, like, if you are really excited for Midnight because you just can't wait to see what your fave elf ever, Haldoran, is going to be doing, and what kind of crazy adventures that goofball Haldoran is going to get up to, just a word of warning to maybe not get too excited. I've got a feeling he might not be too much longer for this world.
He might die.
So this could be a big hint about the Midnight story, or it could just not be. Don't forget, all this stuff was not meant to be seen in game and was taken down as soon as people started noticing it. The images these bundles are using are the old War Within ones. The Ranger General thing could easily just be a mistake. And even if it's not, it's a portrait, not canon lore. Like, I could paint a picture of Thrall and call it the Ranger General. It doesn't mean he is. It could be a concept, a fan art. It could be a portrait they had done and ready before she decided she didn't want to be Ranger General after all. That would actually be really funny. I hope it's that. What I'm saying is, there will be plenty of time to get angry about this when the Midnight reveal clarifies loads of stuff in a few days. Of course, we'll be including a link to this Wowhead article and a handful of others you might be interested in the description below.
By the way, this pre-orders, I'm guessing, is going to go live like as soon as they announce Midnight. It's going to go live on August 19th. We'll be able to pre-order. Now, that doesn't mean we'll be able to play anything pre-Midnight stuff. It'll just be like, oh, here's your mounts and everything else, just like they did with the War Within. We'll get our mounts and all that, those in-game goodies, but the launch of beta and all the early access stuff won't be available just yet. And they won't have a date for it yet. That'll just happen when it happens. Illyria's grandmother is also named Illyria? Really? Is that true? I didn't know that. Maybe you're onto something. I don't know.
Meantime, there's 11.2 to be angry about.
Goldens,
so,
I'll check that out.
What should we be angry about? Ghosts of Koresh.
Oh, Evie, believe me, there is plenty to be angry about in 11.2. And I've compiled it all into an internet-friendly list because it is now time for the hits and misses of 11.2 so far. The first big hit was the opening cinematic, an absolute sizzler that set the scene wonderfully with Hot Shadow Guard, Dark Heart, Locust Walker and Venari exposition, and of course, Xalatath feat action. Yes, after a whole Undermine patch where we didn't see seriously even like 1 foot, and we thought maybe Blizzard got a bit embarrassed about it all. No, they're back. There's nothing to be ashamed of. There they are, patch.
There is something going on. It's too much of a coincidence now that almost every single... We've gotten 3 or 4 Xalatath scenes where it's led by her feet now. So I'm really thinking there is some kind of kinky shit going down at the Blizzard dev squad right now.
Saved. This cinematic is a great intro to the patch, absolute banger, 10 out of 10, no notes. The first miss of the patch, though, was that you may well have completely missed that cinematic. Actually, I know for a...
I did it, and you guys told me when I was doing it, and I had to click Locust Walker and do the rewatch of the cinematic I missed. I don't get it how that happened. Blizzard, I don't know, led me over there without telling me to pick up the first quest and see the first cinematic. You also bricked a 0. Not true. Okay, Jesus.
Fact that many of you did, because it doesn't play when you first log in, as you might expect. Instead, when you first talk to Locust Walker to start the quests that take you to Koresh, there's a non-mandatory speech bubble option which is labeled "Review what happened before we got to Koresh," and clicking on that triggers the cutscene for the first time.
I know, but you would think like the cutscene would get triggered by just accepting the quest. Blizzard's done that before, so I don't know why they made it a separate bubble. And it's a cool cinematic, too. Like, it's something you probably want to see as you're heading into the new world. It's exciting. It's a nice one. Illyria's, they're all there. So, yeah, I don't know why we missed that shit.
And I don't don't know about you, but the use of the words review and before definitely made it seem to me like
It's
it was
an
one
old
of those
one.
things that was going to show you an old cinematic to remind you of the story so far. When I clicked on it, I was fully expecting the Undermine epilogue cinematic to play, with the reveal of Koresh and the Dark Heart at the end of it. But no, it was actually a very cool and
That's right, it was the Locust Walker one. Yeah, this was really cool, and I missed it.
important cinematic that you really should see. Like I say, I know for a fact
Not the
many of
Illyria
you
one's
missed that
mistaken.
cutscene. Confusing. Big win though for the in-game cutscenes that play throughout questing. Now there's been a lot of discourse recently, hasn't there, about the Stromgarde questline in 11.1.7
Yeah.
and the janky in-game that plays at its climax. And my opinion has always been that A, it's weird how we only seem to have these conversations when Faerun is involved for some reason. B, I don't even think it is a bad cutscene actually. There's some fun camera angles in it, and
The cutscene was, it's like the janky in-game cutscenes. I just think people didn't like what they did with the Arathi lore. I think that's what kind of got people upset by the whole thing. And, it was I didn't really like the questline either, I'll be honest. I didn't really like it. I think they kind of janked up the Arathi lore a little bit too much there. Like, in the past, the Arathi have done bad things. Name an empire that hasn't. But then they're shitting on it the entire time. So it's iffy. I mean, it just felt like it's a big dump of shit that they're just trying to tell you about how virtuous everybody is today and how bad they used to be.
yeah, it's extremely goofy, but sir, may I introduce you to the video game worldofwarcraft.com. It is generally kind of fun and goofy. That's like its whole thing. See, even if it is really janky, I'd still much rather have it in the game than no cutscene at all. And most importantly for this conversation, D, the big D, the hot D, it's unfair to talk about that Stromgarde cutscene like it's representative of WoW in-game cutscenes in general, which in recent years have been excellent.
Yeah,
And that's definitely the case in Ghosts of Koresh. The opening crawl that introduces the city, very cool and
Yeah.
charming. The attack on Tazavesh, great. Basically anything involving Xalatath, grade A, top shelf, 18 karat awesomeness, obviously. We're gonna get into the story in just a moment, but first, another big miss for the patch, the unusual amount of bugs that launched with it. Honestly, I thought I was back
Yeah.
in Ashkahet.
Okay, yeah.
Because of all the bugs. A new patch always
I
has
see.
something
Okay, I
wrong
understood.
with it, which is reasonable to a certain degree, and everything that I encountered and which I heard about was small potatoes compared.
One thing that kept happening to me, and you guys have seen it on stream, is the quests that like you have to accept 36 times. It keeps popping up on my screen. Remember the dungeon one? It popped up like 40 times while I was in the dungeon. Obviously, I didn't get to complete it because I couldn't accept it properly. And then right now, I keep getting another one where I keep having to accept it. Every time I get on, it's like it pops up first thing, got to accept this quest, and I can't really accept it. So there's been those bugs here and there that have made it kind of weird, yeah.
To 11.1.7,
Although
there
I've
was
heard
nothing
worse
on the
bugs.
scale of a whole event just not working, like Nightfall, or people's entire banks getting cleaned out. Something which, by the way, at a time when in-game gold has measurable direct world monetary value, is probably a lawsuit waiting to happen, frankly. But small as they might be, there were loads of bugs. Quests would often refuse to progress, requiring players to log all the way
Yeah,
out to
I had
the
to log
warcamp
out.
screen and back again to get it going. Banks remained unrobbed as far as I know, but in many cases, the language switched. Many of my friends logged in to find that their bank was now in German. And it's not like they dislike German, more that they just can't really understand German, which made their bank being in German now kind of confusing. And
My talent points. Yeah, I had to log out for my talent points to correctly stay in there. I kept having the thing where I had to redo my talent points. You're right, Ghost. I forgot about that. That was how I literally launch of the patch. I'm like, why do I have talent points to spend? And then I spent them, and then it did it again. It kept resetting it. So I don't know what the hell. I had to log out to make sure I locked them in. It was weird.
fair play. And also, there are some very strange GoldenEye 64-ass textures going on here. I don't know what to tell you. I don't think this is meant to be the case. Maybe it is, in which case, sorry, but also, that's weird. Look, I don't like that.
Yeah, I
Worst
don't think
of
that's
all,
supposed to be
I
like
have a
that.
chef's hat on my head now every time I log into my main. Still. And that does kind of ruin my badass 40k Inquisitor
What?
transmog. A big win is definitely the zone. It's so absurdly atmospheric and last patch of an expansion
like it.
feeling. Tazavesh is an amazing hub that is probably WoW's best ever example of reusing past assets. And the Broken Planet is sparse and desolate in a way that evokes Outland in the Burning Crusade, but is also totally its own thing. I love the void ice caused by void meteors tearing through into our reality and the reflection of the great dark beyond cosmos in it. I absolutely love the eco-domes with their incessantly insistent, hopeful music working as a genuine
The music's good. The music's always good in WoW. I will say that the team always does such a good job with the music, and I do like the eco-domes too. I think they're a cool break from all the purples and everything. You go into these eco-domes and they feel like a little paradise. They're very cool. I think the zone overall has been fun to be a part of. The thing I don't like is the phase diving version of it. I don't even phase diving could have not been a thing. I'll be honest. I don't even know why they included it. I just think it's a stupid add-on. It's just it's janky. I don't understand why I got to go do it. Oh, to get more fibers and stuff. Okay, fine. But I think they could have done without phase diving.
Spite from the barren space desert. And big win for the story too. We talked about this during the PTR, but I really do like the choices that the writers have made with the ethereal story and history. The twin twists of Xalatath basically creating the ethereals so that they could survive Dimensius, and Locust Walker and his buddies blowing up the planet to destroy the Void Lord. That's all really good. I especially liked watching and being complicit in Zali's manipulation of the Wastelander Oracle. Although, interestingly, there's a very...
What's going on here? This is some weird shit. They couldn't hear the voice, and then she, like, void tunes them, and now they can hear the voice of Koresh again, of the World Soul. This whole thing seems really suspicious. I don't know what she did to them, how her powers allowed them to be able to hear the World Soul. Whether or not she's tricking them, I don't know, but this whole thing seemed janky.
Feeling line about the Harbinger's origin that was on the PTR, but hasn't actually made it to the live game. I wonder if that's being saved for later, or if it's being completely scrapped and isn't actually canon. And you want to know what it is, don't you? Well, you're going to have to go back and watch our 11.2 PTR spoilers video for that one, my friend. Big bulging miss, though, on the time gating of the story, leaving us waiting for reinforcements for a week after the Oracle ritual, which, okay, I get it. It's not really a spoiler to tell you that the end of the next chapter leaves us directly outside the door of the raid, ready to go in and take on Dimensius, just like the end of all campaign quests. And I get that the devs probably feel it would be weird to have us waiting there politely for a week, but honestly, this is less weird. And
I kind of wish it would, though. Like, when the new raid opens, I'll be honest, like, I want to get on stream and just go into the raid. But now I'm going to feel like I need to do the story, the rest of the story first, which sucks because I had so much time this week to do the story. I don't want to do the story next week. I want to get into Mythic Plus in the raid. So I don't know why Blizzard keeps doing this, where they feel like they got to leave us hanging on the story a little bit when we have nothing but time in the first week of the season, or preseason basically, to do the whole storyline. Then I could enjoy it, take my time. Well, you know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to log in and I'm going to just rush through the entire story because I want to get into the raid. I wish they would just freaking make it all available from the first week.
As someone that did the story all in one go on the PTR and loved it, I genuinely think that this time gating is way less satisfying or fun than just letting us do it. It's not a huge problem, but I really do wish that they'd stop doing this. The dungeon is probably a win, but I'm going to reserve judgment on that until I've played it properly in Mythic Plus.
I liked Eco Dome Eldani when we ran it. I thought it was a nice, short, well done dungeon. And we'll see it in Mythic Plus and how many mobs we actually have to kill, but the length of it and the boss fights themselves, I thought were really cool.
The soft start to Season 3 is definitely a win. Mythic gear and vault packing being relevant goes a long way to adding a real sense of endgame purpose to this first week. Big win for the new Delve too, for being incredibly short.
I love the
and
new
sweet,
Delve.
so I could unlock all of the new levels of difficulty and fill my vault nice and easy, but much more so for the new Tombstone feature that lets you see where other players have died in the Delve. This is just, it's brilliant. Whoever put this into the game deserves a big fat raise.
Is it that you could see, is it only people on your friends list that you could see their tombstones? Now, I know you guys were all in here yesterday in chat saying, where's Sam's tombstone? I'm a blood DK. I don't fucking die in Delves. Come on. Ridiculous that is. You'll never see my tombstone. Okay, that's not gonna happen. But this stuff is funny, and I've been seeing snaps of it everywhere on Twitter and stuff.
And a promise to not get laid off for like a whole other year or something, because honestly, what is not to love about seeing a headstone informing you that your guildie Rico got deleted by mobs in a level 8, and then being able to go on social media and tease him about it publicly? There is very little better than that. The remembered ghosts are a bit strange though. Unlike the graves, which are dotted around the delves, I've only seen the spirits of killed players at the very beginning or very end of the instance, and I'm guessing that's not actually where they died? Like, did Machaparino really not make
in
it
the
out
entrance
of the entrance hall? Did accepting the quest or changing Brand's curios kill her? Did Blackwater become overwhelmed at the sight of all the gold in the end treasure room and keel over in shock? And also, whose idea was it to make the memory ghosts just have to do degrading chores for eternity in the afterlife? If they're not fixing stuff on the walls, they're scrubbing floors. And okay, we've established they may not be exactly cut out for adventuring, sure, but this seems a little bit harsh. Sylvanas got off lightly, apparently. Super massive win for the new Nemesis Delve, Kaivessa. What I like to call the Mage Tower
I haven't done it yet.
delves have been a highlight of the expansion for me, and this new version is the best of the bunch. No real damage check to speak of, just a 4-mechanic dance that will one-shot you for every and any mistake that you make. Just completing the easy Kaivessa version got my blood pumping, and I still haven't managed to get halfway in Kaivessa yet, because man, what those charging assassins count as you facing them is extremely unforgiving. But I do have an absolute ball every time I go in there. The Rishi Wraps, they're well, look, they're definitely not a miss, okay? But I don't really want to go as far as calling them a win either. They're fine.
Exactly, it's fine.
Okay. Phase diving.
It's another thing that I'm going to level up in Socket and then throw away when the expansion's over. I don't know.
It's very pretty. I really love the television.
The worst part of it is, and the thing that's going to drive me absolutely crazy, and I don't know why Blizzard keeps doing this shit, is I keep getting capes. Why the hell do you give me an epic cape and then continue to fill loot tables with capes that could drop when you know none of them are going to be usable? Why is Blizzard doing that? Is it just supposed to fucking piss you off in the vault? I've done End of Delves, got a cape. End of Mythic Zeros, got a cape. I mean, what the hell? Why am I getting capes? Because fuck you, that's why? Maybe. Also, belts. I keep getting belts. Yeah, I keep getting belts. Yeah. Oh, you did get the cape? Yeah, yeah. Capes dropping is so stupid. Also, belts. I mean, because I have the freaking belt right now. It's annoying when a belt drops. I mean, I don't know. It's belts. Yeah, belts. That's what's been dropping for me mostly. And it's because I have the other one. What's it called? The freaking the belt from last season. Why am I getting belts when it's not going to be something usable right now?
Porting that comes with it. Overall, the Rishi Wraps and the phase diving gimmick is a neat little thing that probably isn't done any favors by being
We'll replace the
sold
belt in
as
the
a
raid, most
genuine
likely.
feature of the patch, you know? If it was just a thing, it would be a really cool thing. As a feature, it feels incredibly whelming. I think we're all very whelmed by phase diving. I want to finish here on one last big win though, the Big Dragon World Boss dude, who spent the entire first week absolutely creaming groups by being so evil as to have not one, but 2 whole mechanics. Yes,
Yeah. It was fine. I mean, my whole group kept dying, but you guys watched it. I survived every single pull of this thing, and I was just, I'm sitting there waiting for everybody to run back so they can DPS the boss down, while me, the Blood DK, was just sitting there healing my ass off, holding aggro. I'm a man of the people. It's what I do. I was holding aggro for the people.
Shift and a big damage tick means it was not unusual for groups to take over 10 minutes to down Renor this week, with much wailing and gnashing of teeth and cursing Blizzard's dumb boss from lots of members of the groups I was in. And that's just really funny to me. That's a definite win. Yes.
What did you
Of
get
course,
from the boss? A belt. I got a belt, I believe. Fucking annoying.
This week coming is where it all really kicks off, with
A
the
belt that will
exciting
not replace my
conclusion
belt.
of the pre-raid campaign and the beginning of Season 3, with Mythic Plus opening and Mana Forge Omega, which will give us our first real taste of what it's like to fight a Void Lord, including
was
the bit of
cloth?
the fight shown
Nice.
fleetingly in the launch trailer, flying through space towards this city-shaped boy while he tries to zap you with a massive laser from his chest. And like, seriously, I'm giving you a raid fight where you swoop through space on your dragon or pig or whatever.
It's kinda
towards
cool.
a city-sized Void Lord while he tries to zap you with a laser out of his chest.
I didn't realize that's what that scene was showing. That looks freaking badass. That looks really freaking cool.
What more do you want?
I'm gonna mess it
Are you
up.
not entertained? And I say space, but you know, there are 5 different maps associated with the Dimensius fight in the Dungeon Journal, and the last one is called The Dark Heart.
Interesting.
So there's that. I, along with many others, will be glued to various streams on Tuesday night, hoping to get a proper eyeful of that fight for story reasons and for the cinematic that will almost certainly play at the end.
Oh,
the
yeah.
cinematic which should go a long way towards setting the scene for midnight. And that gets me very excited.
This will probably be the first Metzen-esque cinematic. This will probably be the one that he really fully got into and created for the midnight, lead into midnight. So I am excited for it. And like I said, we've been missing on all these cinematics lately for boss fights specifically. I want to see a cool boss kill cinematic.
Indeed. I hope you like cinematic analysis and speculation videos, because you are going to get some cinematic analysis and speculation videos, okay? But what do you think of the patch so far? Did the story and vibe with you? What was your launch day experience like? Which language was your bank changed into? Let us know in the comments below. And thanks for joining us today. If you like this video, don't thank us. Thank our patrons who give their actual, real life money to make all of our work happen. And patrons, as always, sincerely from the bottom of my dark heart, thank you. Because without you, there would be a whole lot less Taliesin and Evertel. If you didn't like it, downvote the shit out of it. And remember, my name is so breezy. No, my name is Taliesin from me and Evertel. Until next time, cheerio.
Yeah, nice video. Overall, a nice breakdown of things. I agree with a lot of what they said about 11.2. Look, I mean, the story has been good. The zone, nice. The music, nice. I think the new dungeon, Manaforge Omega, is really not Manaforge Omega. Ecodomo Dani's nice. The delve is nice. I'm hoping the raid will be fun. That'll be a big, thing as to whether or not this patch is good. Just the bugs. There's just been bugs. I also don't care for the Reshi Raps that much, but it's something I'm gonna have to level up, so whatever. But just yeah. Once they get the bugs out, I think this whole patch will go down as, one of the better ones for sure. And I'm very excited for that end kill cinematic. We'll see what that's all about. But overall, a nice video here from Taliesin and Evertel.